Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about transit Venus, sextile, or trine one's natal Saturn. Now, this may manifest in love, enjoyment, relationships, money, values. These things can be in harmony with one's career. Now, I understand that when you have this transit, or I should say, when you have when someone's involved in a career, or a livelihood, or a business, you're continually getting money, but this may be more auspicious for getting money in one's career. And say if you have your own business and it's been floundering or struggling as of recent time, this can be an opportune time to be getting some money where you may be bouncing back, so to speak, and getting a little bit more money than you anticipated, which will help you to keep the business going as well. But it can be a time also where you're more in harmony, where you're enjoying what you're doing more for a living. If you have, say, if your natal Saturn is in Sagittarius, it might be a livelihood connected with publishing or advertising, or something with sports or religion or philosophy. You could be working as a printing press operator. It's just it can be a time where it's more enjoyment in what you're doing. If you've been like looking at what you do for a living is monotonous and there's some drudgery connected with it, this could be the time where you might be more, a little bit more, have more enjoyment and actually agreeing with what you want to be doing for a living, and not be going, oh, here I gotta go again back to work or what have you. And this is a time too where you may put, it's a good time for this, as far as this aspect goes. You're talking about a good relationship between the transit of Venus and the natal Saturn. Evaluating your responsibilities at this time, and whether it's for, it could be for something with a father, or maybe it's a debilitated family member. Say if you have your natal Saturn in the zodiac sign Cancer and or the fourth house, that could be an indicator of a debilitated family member that you may have much responsibility for. You may be taking care of the person, and this is a time where you may have more value in it, and being able to do this in a way where you're not dreading what you're doing. You don't have an anathema to what you're actually doing, and there's more harmony in doing so. And also, it can be a time where there may be money coming in for laborious work that you may have been involved in. It doesn't necessarily have to be something for a career. You could have been helping a friend out doing something. It could be something simply as helping somebody deliver some items, or helping somebody with a delivery service, or whatever it may be, or doing something where you were helping renovate a home is another example, or repair a computer for somebody. Something where it doesn't necessarily, like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be career oriented, but something where it might have involved something tedious, and it may have been time consuming that you may have done, and this could be the opportune time for money that could be connected with that coming in. And it could also be a time where your relationships, whether they're significant friendships or romantic connections, these people could be more understanding of your restrictions or limitations, or any inhibitions or fears that you may have. And if it's something where if they weren't quite as understanding previously, it's something where they might be more be willing to hear you out on these things more, or just being more accepting and adaptable to whatever your restrictions may be. If you have your natal Saturn in Gemini and or the third house, it could be something connected with driving, or operating a vehicle. It can be, or it could even be something, with the arms. There might be some issues with that, because Saturn is also connected with chronic illnesses. And natal Saturn in Gemini could have issues with the arms, the hands, the nerves, lungs, breathing, as some examples. Another thing too, now anatomically speaking of physical issues, anatomically speaking, Saturn is connected with the knees, the bones, the joints, the hamstrings, and the gallbladder. And if you have any of these issues, chronic issues that I described that are anatomically associated with Saturn, it can be a time where you may have the money more being able to spare to spend to pay um, to have treatment done in connection with those things. And even if you're somebody that's in a flourishing business or affluent or prosperous or what have you, this could be a time where you would have you feel more like spending the money on these things, where you're freeing yourself up in order to do so at this time. And you could really, it's a time also, if you have any of those issues again that are anatomically connected with Saturn, you could express freely more your sentiments and feelings regarding these issues. And also too, now this is a time too, I mean, you have Saturn is also connected with older people and authority figures. So this could be a time where the relationship with these people can be more positive, where there's more peace with these people. It could be an opportune time for reconciliation as well. If there's been any discord with older people or people in position of authority, this could be the time where it can be advantageous for making peace with those people as well. If you have had any kind of issues with who I just people I've described that are associated with Saturn, and also the father as well. And if there's been any issues or the situation's been contentious with this person, this is a time where you can restore the peace. It's a good opportunity to be able to do so. Now, next thing is that Saturn is also about structure and discipline. So this is a time too where your relationships, whether they're significant friendships or romantic connections, these people can be there for you to help you if you're trying to get just simply some discipline and structure in your life. If your natal Saturn is in the zodiac sign Cancer and or the fourth house, using that as an example, again, this could be, you may be trying to get some kind of structure and discipline in your home life, or the sixth house, it could be something with, or Virgo, it could be something with your employment or some kind of health or diet routine at this time as well. And I say diet routine, I should say something with having structure and discipline in your diet. It could be your dietary habits in your daily routine in general. Now also Saturn is connected with concentration, so it's a time too where if you're involved again, whether it's a romantic connection or you have important friendships, it could manifest in a number of ways. These people may give you more of the time to be able to concentrate on what it is you need to concentrate on, and or could also be expressed, I would say, in being able to concentrate on these people. If there's any problems these people have or any needs and they need you to be of assistance of them, I would say these are things that you could put your focus and concentration on at this time. Now, another way this transit may manifest, it could be that relationships with your Venus could be, again, more in harmony with your career, which is associated with Saturn. Let's say, for example, if the natal Saturn is in Libra, it could be a career in art, fashion design, even interior decorations, human resources, maybe even working as a diplomat or being in a legal profession such as an attorney or a paralegal or judge or bailiff, as some examples. It also could be a time where it's auspicious to receive money, which is Venus, for responsibilities, which is Saturn. Now, if the natal Saturn, say, is in Scorpio, it could be some responsibilities. Maybe it was something, you were doing some work in locksmithing, or you were doing some work that was associated with taxes or insurance. And also too, this could be a transit where it's positive for peaceful, which is Venus. The interaction with the father, older people, and authority figures, which is Saturn, Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back, but anyway. Now, let's say, for example, if the natal Saturn is in Virgo, it could be a Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Virgo characteristics. It's also a time where it could be easier to love and enjoy, which is Venus, what you're concentrating on, which is Saturn. Now, if the let's say if you have your natal Saturn in Taurus in the 12th house, like I do, it could be a lot of determination and persistence, which is Taurus, doing something in solitude or connecting with the metaphysical, which includes astrology, which is the 12th house. And that could also be a propitious time for artistic expression, which is Venus. That may require laborious effort, which is Saturn. Let's say if the transit Venus is in Gemini, it could be cartoon or animated art. Pisces could be fantasy, fiction art, so art that you want to show, through video, which could be on, YouTube as an example. Aquarius could be very unorthodox or very original type of artwork, maybe even bizarre artwork. So, as some examples. But anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay.